Recording in progress.
Okay, let's continue now our lesson, which is the absolute value. We talked before that the absolute value is how far a number is from 0. Like if we say -6, we say that I have to count how many steps I'm from 0. I will count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how far I am from 0? I am 6 jumps. So that means the absolute value of -6 is 6. And the absolute value of, since I'm moving from 6 to 0, I moved 6 jumps. So the absolute value of 6 is also 6. So is there an opposite, or is there a difference between the opposite and the absolute? Yes, there is. What's the difference will be? Like as you see here, if you say now the opposite, and this is the absolute. The opposite of 5, the opposite of -5, the opposite of -2.5 as an example. Now, let's see the answers here. The opposite of 5 is -5. And the opposite of -5 is what? +5. And what is the opposite of -2.5?
+2.5.
+2.5. So this is the meaning of the opposite. I just now change the sign. Now for the absolute. What is the absolute of 5? Absolute value of 5?
5.
5. Of -5?
-5.
Still 5. You drop the sign. And what is the absolute value of -2.5?
2.5. 2.5.
So this is the difference between the opposite and the absolute. This is for whom ask me, teacher, is the opposite is the same as the absolute? No. No. Then we talk about more examples like here. Okay. We say that like if I have an absolute value of -9 is 9, the absolute value of 3 is 3, of 0, 0, and of -156 is 156. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What do you want to ask me?
I think she didn't want to ask you anything.
Okay. Now, then we solve these examples here and we stop at example number 2. Now look at this example here.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Positive or absolute value.
Sorry?
Like which is bigger, the absolute value of like 7 or +7?
Which is bigger, 7 or +7?
No, like you said absolute value and positive. Which is bigger, positive or absolute value?
I told you that how they are different. How they are, what's the difference between them? How they are different. Like here, the opposite of 5 is -5. Its absolute is 5. So like only in the negatives number, the absolute is the same as the opposite.
Okay.
In the negatives number, the opposite and the absolute are the same. But in the positive, no, they are not the same. Yeah, now back. Now, all of you, please, I want you now to open your book, page, just a minute, page 166. So let's now page 166 here. Find all integers with an absolute value of 7. So what do I mean? I mean like there is a number here and there is an number which I don't know it, but they told me that its absolute value is 7. So what's the number, or what are the numbers that their absolute value is 7? Now, before that, what is the meaning of absolute value? How far is what?
Number from 0.
Number from 0. Bravo. So let's, so 0, there we have 2 directions, to the left and to the right. Now let's go 7 digits, 7 jumps to the right. 4, just a minute, sorry. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the first number it has 7 units far from 0?
7.
7. So the first one is 7. Now let's go now to the left with 7 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So to the left, I go now with 7
Negative 7.
steps. So now what is the number will be? Negative 7. So what do I mean? Like if I asked you now, what are the numbers that their absolute value is 7? You will say negative 7 and 7. Because the absolute value of 7 is 7, and the absolute value of negative 7 is also 7. So both of 7
Teacher, can I ask you a question?
negative 7 have an absolute value of 7. Before Julie asked me now, do you have got it now? Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yeah, Julie.
Yes, teacher. Even if the number is negative 7 or 7, it will equal always positive 7.
Yes, it's absolute, it's 7.
Thank you.
So if I asked you now, what is the number that its absolute value is 5? What do you have to tell me?
5 and negative 5.
5 and negative 5. What is the number that its absolute value is negative 3.5? Sorry, positive 3.5.
Positive 3.5, negative 3.5 and 3.5.
And positive.
Positive. Yeah, positive.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank
Got
you.
it now? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, here under this example, you have number 4. Okay? Now,
Yes.
in number 4, Paula says that there are always 2 numbers that have a given absolute value. Is she correct? That means they told you that if you say, like, what is the numbers that its absolute is 7, you will say 7 and negative 7. What is the absolute of, and I mean like, if I ask you now, what is the number that its absolute value is 5, you will say it could be negative 5 and it could be 5. What is the absolute value of number that, what is the number that its absolute value is 9? You will say it's negative 9 and 9. Now, Paula says that if you want to ask yourself, what is the number that its absolute value is 9 as a number, it's only 2 numbers. Oh, it's always 2 numbers. Is she correct?
Yes.
No, teacher. No. No.
No,
No,
Why
teacher,
no?
she's not.
because
It's
0.
Zero.
No, 0.
Thank you so much. No, because 0, its absolute is, oh, you can say like, what is the number that its absolute is 0?
0 only.
So not always 2 numbers. You can say all the numbers they have 2, but 0 is not. Is it clear?
So
Clear.
only 0, teacher.
Yeah. So you will write no. only one number, and all the numbers they are always two numbers that they have the same absolute value except 0. So only one number has an absolute value, has an, just a minute here, you have to say like it's an absolute value of 0, that is 0.
Teacher, I wrote no because only 0. It has only its absolute value is 0. The only one who has one absolute value, not 2.
It's kind of working, yeah.
Teacher, I'm gonna write no. There's only if you see on the graph, there's only 1 0. There's not a negative 0. There's not a positive 0. So there's only 1 0. So the absolute value of 0 is 0.
Yeah, you can write what you want, but just here I want just to know that all the numbers on the number line, okay, all the numbers on the number line that they have two, and always two numbers that they have the same absolute value. All of them, two of them, they have the same absolute value except 0.
So 0 cannot have negative 0. It's always
0, it has only 0. But 1 or negative 1, it has 1, and 1, it has 1. So the number that its absolute value is 1, it could be negative 1 and 1. It could be two numbers. Of 2, it could be negative 2 and 2. So all of them, they have two numbers except 0. They have only 1. Now, all of you, please open your book, page 167.
Teacher, can I answer?
Yeah, I will let's ask you one by one. Just a minute, please.
All right.
Okay. Now, start with Dima. Where's Dima? Okay, she tried to enter the class, but I don't know if she entered or no. Dima? No. Okay, Fatima? Fatima? Habiba?
Yes, teacher, I'm Habiba.
Yes, Habiba. Here. In number 1. Okay? Find the absolute value of the absolute value of negative 2. Now, the absolute value of negative 2, it means how many units from 0?
2.
2. Bravo. So what's the absolute value of negative 2?
It's 2.
2. Bravo. Thank you, Habib. Now the next one, Jana Muhammad.
Yes, teacher.
Jana Muhammad Ali, I mean. Okay?
Yes.
Both of you, Jana Muhammad. Okay, Jana, okay. Yes, the absolute value of 6 is?
Is negative 6.
La, absolute value. It's still 6. It's not the opposite.
Because
it's still the same.
I just have something in my mind, and my dad just told me a question that I do like that, so I confused.
It's okay. It's
the
okay.
two questions.
Now, okay, Jana Matar. Jana Matar. Okay, Juri.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Juri. What's the absolute value of negative 5?
5.
5. Bravo. Jumana.
The absolute value of negative 11 is 11.
Bravo. 11. After Jumana, Laura.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, Laura. What's the absolute value of 9?
Miss?
Yes. What's your name?
جنى مطر.
Okay, Jenna, what's the absolute value of 9?
9.
9, bravo.
Sorry,
Now,
it
Laura.
wasn't working.
Don't worry. Laura?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Laura. What's the absolute value of negative 15? You drop out the sign, you get it out. So what's the absolute value?
15.
15, bravo. Now, that's one here. Now, under this question, you have math talk. Did you see it?
Yes.
No. Yeah, now Maria Mustafa. This is your question for you. Here, can a number have a negative absolute value?
No,
No. Can you tell me why no?
because negative is less than 0. Because negative is nothing, and nobody can have nothing can have an absolute value that's nothing.
No, I mean like, just a minute. Now, what's the definition of absolute value?
It's the number of spaces from a number is from 0.
Yeah, so
Number?
it's a distance.
Yes.
Yeah, so can a distance be negative?
No.
So that's mean, since the absolute value is mean a distance, so there's no distance, or the distance cannot be negative, so that's mean the absolute value cannot be negative.
Yes.
You cannot say that the distance from me to my laptop is negative 2 centimeters. It cannot be. The distance, it must be positive number.
But teacher, sometimes if you are from the back of the computer, not in the front of the computer.
No, there's this is physics, okay? There's something distance and something we call it, just remember the word, displacement. The distance is a number. It must be, it's only a number. There's something in physics, we call it scalar and scalar vector, and it's need only direction, or it's only magnitude, sorry. Well, vector, it's need direction and magnitude. Now, for the distance, it's only, if I say the distance is 5, I understand it. So the distance is, I want to talk about the distance, I only talk about the magnitude. But if I talk about the displacement, I need to say it's 5 to the back or 5 to the right.
Oh.
So you say now I am here and I want to find the distance to the back, you will say 5, okay? You must say 5, but to the back.
Yeah.
If you say negative 5, it means 5 to the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so what the thing in my mind was a physics, not math, right?
Yeah. So the answer here is the absolute value of a number is its distance from 0 on the number line. Now, since distance is never negative, so no number can have a negative absolute value. This is the...
Teacher, we have to write all of this?
Yes. or you can, if you can summarize it as you want. Okay, so thank you, Mariam. After Mariam now, I want Mariam Abdel Sattar. Are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mariam. Now, the girls, did you finish writing?
No.
طب أختي صفية, hurry up, please.
I summarized it and I finished.
Teacher, teacher, can I answer?
Now with Mariam. I will call you by, you wait your turn, please. Okay, now. Yes, Mariam. What is the absolute value of negative 37?
The absolute value, 37. 37 positive.
Bravo, 37. Now, Rima. Rima. Rinat.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rinat. What's the absolute value of 1.8?
1.8.
1.8. Thank you. Now, Rimas.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rimas. What is the absolute value of negative 2 over 3?
It's 2 over 3. Positive 2 over 3.
Bravo. Now, Rudaina.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rudaina. What's the absolute value of negative 6.39?
6.39.
Bravo. Now, number 11 with Salma. Salma Khaled. Sana.
She's not here.
Yes, teacher. Sana.
Yes, Sana.
It's
What's the absolute value of أيوة.
5, 7 oblique 8. 7 over 8.
Okay. Thank you. Now back. يلا Dima. Absent. Fatima. She's absent, I think. Habiba.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, you asked me.
I know. I will get you another turn. Okay, yeah, Habiba. What is now here? Find all numbers with the given absolute value. He will give me the numbers that their absolute value is 13.
13.
13 and what? أيوة.
Negative 13.
Bravo. 13 and negative 30. Thank you, Habiba. After Habiba, I want Jana Suleiman.
Yes, teacher. I just answered.
Yeah, miss, I know. I will repeat your turn, okay?
Okay.
Yes, Jana. What is the numbers, or find all the numbers with the given absolute value? 5 over 6.
5 over 6 and 5 over 6 negative.
And negative 5 over 6. Thank you. Jana Matar? Jana Matar? Okay, I will get you back. Yes, Jana Matar.
No,
Here, 14.03.
What?
14.3 hundredths. What is the numbers that they have this absolute value?
14.300.
14.3 and
14 over 3.
and negative 14. Okay, Jury.
Yes, teacher, it's gonna be
Yes,
0.59 and negative 0.59.
Bravo. After Jury now is thank you,
Jumana.
Jury. Jumana. Yeah. 30 and 1 over 7. Yes, Jumana.
It will be 3, 1 and 1 out of 7, or 3, negative 3, 1 over 7.
Bravo. Negative 3 and 1 over 7.
Teacher, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
If we had like this question, find all numbers with the given absolute value. If we had 0, what will be the answer? We will put 0.
0 only.
Yes, 0.
But teacher, you wrote it -1/4, not -1/7.
لا, this is 7, but it's stick with each other. Like this.
Yeah, but it looks like a 4.
Okay. Now, يلا, continue. After Jumana, now Laura. Where's Laura? Laura?
Here, Miss.
Yes, Laura. Here. It's the same as the previous question. Now, I want you now to give me them or find the missing number or numbers to make the statement true. There's a number. Its absolute value is 10. What is this number or what are the numbers? First of all, can you give me a number that its absolute value is 10?
5.
Oh, it's 10.
10.
It's the same number. You have to say 10 or positive or negative 10. So the absolute value of 10 is 10. What about the absolute value of negative 10?
Positive 10.
It's also positive 10. So that's mean I can fill this number, this square, sorry, with 10 or negative 10. That's both of their absolute value is 10. Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yeah.
I'm Rima, but I heard you call me, but I was fixing my headphone.
Okay, Rima, I will give you. So you can say 10 or negative 10. Now the second one with Maryam Mustafa. Maryam?
Yes, teacher.
1.78.
It,
What are the numbers?
it can be 1.78 and negative 1.78.
Negative 1.78. Thank you. Now, after that, Maryam Abdel Sattar. Maryam? Rima?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rima. What is the absolute value? Or give me a number that its absolute value is 0.
0.
0? 0?
Yes.
0. Yes, thank
0.
you. Only 0.
Yes.
Okay, now number 20. With after Rima Rinat.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rinat. Here, number that its absolute value is 15/16.
15/16 or negative 15/16.
Bravo. Okay. Now, thank you, Rina. Now, who answered, Rima or Rinat? Who answered?
No, Rinat.
Rinat. Okay, so after here, now Rimas. Rimas, find all the integers whose absolute value is less than the absolute value of -4. First of all, Rimas, what is the absolute value of -4?
It's 4.
4. Now, I want now to give me all the integers that their absolute value is less than 4. First of all, what are the numbers that they are less than 4?
-5, -6, -7.
No. I want just a minute. Now, numbers. Oh, the absolute value is less than 4. What is the absolute value which is less than 4?
No, there's none.
No, 3, 2, 1, 0.
3.
These are the numbers that the absolute value is positive.
Teacher, I don't understand.
That's okay.
So you mean like less than the absolute value for -4, not for -4?
Allah, what is the absolute value of -4?
It's
You
4.
said 4. Okay. Now, Allah, if you said that, we have the absolute value of 2. We have the absolute value of 4, of 5, of 6, of -7. Okay. Now, what are these numbers? What is the absolute value of 2? It's 2. What's the absolute value of 4? 4. Of 5, 5. Of 6, 6. Of -7, 7. And I want you now to choose from these numbers that the brown numbers, okay, which I mean the given absolute is less than 4. So what are the numbers that, or what are the given absolute is less than 4?
2.
What are the positive numbers that they are less than 4?
Teacher, you mean Rimas?
Yeah, Rimas.
Rimas. I think she went.
It's okay. Rudaina?
Teacher, can you before you?
Yes, Rudaina.
Yes.
Here now. So, Hala, we said that the absolute of -4 is 4.
Yeah.
And all the positive absolute or all the given absolute that they are less than 4 are what?
Or absolute 0, 1, 2, 3.
Bravo, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now, what is the number that its absolute value is 3? What they could be?
1 and 3.
It's 3, 3. I mean only 3.
Yeah. Negative.
What's
3.
the numbers that they're absolute? أيوة برافو, negative 3 and 3. Type for 2.
Negative 2 and 2. Negative
And 2.
1
For 1
and 1.
and 1. For 0.
0 is 0.
0 is 0. Thank you. So what are the numbers that their absolute value is less than 4? 0, -1, 1, -2, 2, -3, and 3. All of these numbers, if you find its absolute value, it's less than the absolute value of -4. Like the absolute value of 3 is a 3, which is less than 4. The absolute value of -3 is a 3, which is less than 4. The absolute value of -1 is 1, which is less than 4, and so on. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher, clear.
Teacher, before you complete, I want to ask you if I understand the last question right. You mean when we change one -4, when we change it to 4, we have to see what's lesser. That's what it asks us.
When you change the -4, what the absolute of the -4 is 4, then I ask you what are the integers that whose absolute is less than 4? You will say absolute, it's mean positive. What are the numbers that they are less than 4? 1, 2, 3, or 0. Then you find its numbers or their numbers, and you will say that these are the colored one, which are 0, -1, 1, -2, 2, -3, and 3.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you, Rudaina. Now, after Rudaina, let's call Salma. Salma, are you here? Sana?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Yes, Sana. Here, name a rational number. Rational. What do I mean by rational? Rational, it could be decimal, it could be fraction, it could be positive, or it could be negative. Well, decimals, it could be positive, or it could be negative. And the fraction too. Now, I want you now to give me a rational number that can replace it here to make both the statements true. The number, look at me. You give me a rational number. They make both of them true. I mean, a rational number that is greater than -3 and its absolute value is less than the absolute value of -3. First of all, what is the absolute value of -3?
3.
3. Okay. Now, I want you now to give me a number that its absolute value is less than 3 and it's greater than -3.
2.
2, it's greater than -3, and yes, 2. Bravo. This is the point of the possible answers. Who can give me another one? Sorry, but I want rational, not just a minute.
Rational?
Yes, okay, 2, one of them. Yeah, another one. Who can tell me?
Teacher, I don't understand. What is this?
Number that it's greater than -3 and its absolute is less than 3. Think about a number. Yalla, who can give me another numbers?
4.
4, is it less? It's absolute less than 3? No. Let's give me now decimals number or
I know.
fraction.
I know something.
Give me one. Give me.
2.11.
2.
2.11. Let's try 2.11. It's greater than -3 and its absolute value is than 3. Yes, bravo. Yalla, another one.
Maybe teacher.
2.75.
1.2.
1.50.
Let's see -1.2. Okay? -1.2. Is it greater than -3?
No.
Yes. No.
Yes. Yes, how
Yes,
no?
yes.
And is its absolute value is less than 3?
Yes.
Yes. So
Teacher, 1.5.
1.5. It's greater than -3 and its absolute is less than 3. So all of these numbers are possible.
Okay, teacher. I just want to write the answer. If you can write for me.
Did you find this question? It's page 168.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
The period is finished.
Okay, thank you.
Teacher, if we finished, we
Bye.
can leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you, teacher, for
Bye.
everything. Bye.
Can you know what? Can someone send me it? I didn't complete writing.
Yeah, you can. I can wait you 1 minute.
Okay, miss, just wait. Okay, thank you, miss.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Have a
Bye.
great day.
Thank you.
Bye, teacher. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Bye bye.